morning, good afternoon, good evening from whichever part of the world you're from. This is Kavita Ramchand from Life Success Coaching in Mauritius. So, I'm reading to you the book You Were Born Rich by Bob Proctor, my mentor. And the book is about to end. We are on chapter 10. And before I forget, if you want to follow my readings, because I'm going to be starting the new book, I think it's on manifestation, right? How to manifest your dreams. It will be done in my private group now. And if you want to know more how to join my private group, send me a DM or send me a message below this video, and I shall get in touch with you. I personally believe that an investment in your own education is the best thing you can do, because there are so many things that were not taught to us, which we should have learned in school, which we should have learned from maybe even our homes, but they were not like that, you know? Like, we cannot blame anybody for it, because down the line all these things have been kept hidden, it was not explained properly, whatever it is. We just say, okay, it is what it is, we cannot change it from there. But from today on, we can start to learn a new way of how to live our life in prosperity. I'm not just talking living life, we're all living. Are we living the life we want to live in abundance, in prosperity of everything? Because it's your birthright. That's what Bob Proctor is trying to say through his book. In fact, if you've missed all the previous chapters, go back on my channel and review them. And you can, they're all 10 minutes videos, and you will get the whole education through even this book, right? And but we have to keep learning, we cannot just stop. And that's why I've created this private group. It's uh, it's a very minimal fee of $77 for a whole year, a membership fee, because even I have other costs to fulfill. So that's why I'm charging for it. But the education that you get is priceless, really priceless. So make a decision today. Everything in our life starts when we make a decision to change something. If we don't change something we are doing, we are always going to get the same thing. So make a decision and join me over there. I'm going to be reading the book now. We're on chapter 10, and it's the last chapter, which is the book is going to finish soon. So I'll just not waste more time and start reading. Okay. Okay. Bob says, at this point, you may be asking, what are these obstructions? See, if today in your results you don't see abundance of, let's say, money, love, uh, good relationships, because these are the areas where we want results, right? Health, wealth, happiness, good health. So if you're not seeing good results there, there must be some obstruction somewhere. So here he's referring to that. He says, what are these obstructions that I have been referring to? So he says here, let me list some of them. They include doubt, guilt, resentment, and any thoughts of lack or limitation. They include any negative ideas which have a tendency to block the flow of creative energy to and through you. For example, you might very well be attempting to get a beautiful image in your mind, which would cause you to feel wonderful, and yet, because of these inhibitors, as they are sometimes called, you end up with nothing but frustration. I'll tell you something. Right now, if you can just accept this idea, your life can change. If you are keeping things in your heart, like anger, like hatred, like fear, like whatever is not in harmony with the laws of the universe, well, that's more of what you're going to attract in your life, and you're basically obstructing that energy from flowing to and through you. And until you don't change all that feelings inside that you're holding, and some people are holding on to resentment for I don't know how many years. What's the point? It's destroying you only. It is causing your health to be affected. Why? So you want to learn to wash out all those uh, things you're holding on inside. I am not going to say it's easy, but as you peel them off, as you get them out of your system, your life is just going to turn around like magic. It's going to be so beautiful. And I'm not saying that you should avoid anything that is negative in life. No, negativity is part of life because we will always have positive and negative, two poles. But we always have a choice, right? We always have a choice to focus on the positive side. And if we keep focusing on the positive side, that's what we're going to see more of in our life. It's the attitude we have towards life that will be life's attitude towards us. How good is that? And it's all in our hands. Isn't that great? Okay, let me continue. So you don't want to have frustrations, huh? You want to clear all that from your subconscious mind. And that's a process that I teach in my coaching program. It's not rocket science, guys. It's easy. I mean, no, I would say it is simple, but it is not easy. And that's why I recommend people to come into my group, my coaching group, because over there, I can really teach you the process step by step because it takes about 6 to 8 months for a person to change. Change is not easy. We want everybody else to change. How about changing ourselves? But it's not as easy as it sounds. Otherwise, we would have all done it by now, isn't it? Okay. So here he says, your problem, whether you realize it or not, is that you haven't created the space for the beautiful image which you are trying to create. Therefore, you must resolve yourself to let go of all these obstructions to enable you to make space for the good you desire. And this is where I feel a mentor is necessary because the mentor can help you get rid of everything that you have been keeping inside faster. Because the mentor can see your potential more than you can see it in yourself. These ideas that go in our mind, they become heavy. They become like they start making us feel heavy in life, and they are of no fault of ours also because they came from our environment. So you don't have anybody to blame. What, you go and blame your environment? You are the one suffering. So you might as well take control of yourself. That's it. And start to think differently with the help of a mentor. I would not recommend anybody to do that by themselves. And I say this why? Because all those beliefs and paradigms that have already been programmed in our subconscious mind, they will not let you change easily. So when that happens, the person doesn't understand what's happening. You know, something is wrong, and that causes a lot of fear and anxiety in the person, which is unnecessary because that is going to lead to disintegration. You are here to create the life you want to live. And if you're finding a difficult time creating your own life, you want to take help. Don't think you can do this on your own if you cannot. If you can, by all means. I have not seen many people able to do this on their own. They have done more harm to themselves than good, because in the beginning it's all good, but when the paradigm starts to, that those things that are in you dormant for the longest time, they start to surface. They make people go berserk. So when you have a coach or a mentor, the coach can redirect your mind. You should visualize your body as being an instrument through which a non-physical creative energy, we have this beautiful energy flowing to and through us at all times. It is here to take your image of what you want and create it in your reality. With and through you, you are part of the process because it's only through your actions that you're going to get results by the law of attraction. But you have to be in that vibration first by the law of vibration. So you have, now the only problem in life is the fact that we are not aware that we have inhibitors in us. We are all born in ignorance. We've all heard that. That's the only problem there is in the world. And if we become aware of what are the things that I'm ignorant about, that are in me programmed, and as you become aware of them, you let them go, you make space. You make space for whatever you want to come into your life. Isn't that a great idea? And it's even possible today because We have learned, I have already gone through the process of doing it, and that's why I made a decision to teach this, because so many people are not even aware that they have these inhibitors in them. Okay, and I'll go quickly a bit. Oh, so creative energy flows. Yeah. You should liken it to an ordinary garden hose. Think of a hose, right, where you're watering plants. You may be which you may be using to water the garden at the back of your home. Suppose for a moment that you decide to water the flower bed in the front of your home. In order to accomplish this, you must drag the hose to the front of the house, obviously. But while you're dragging it, suppose that you form a loop in the hose, and as you pull on it, that thing becomes a knot. Okay, it will kink. It becomes a kink. Although there's an abundance of water at the source, the water will just be trickling out of the hose a drop at a time onto the flower bed. The reason for this is that the kink is obstructing the flow, is is obstructing the flow of the water, which could, if it were allowed to flow freely, actually breathe new life into the plants. That's exactly how it is. You have a source available to you at all times, a source of energy. It gives you vitality. It gives you it is taking care of you. You don't have to even breathe by yourself. It's taking care of all the things that are happening in you. But it also takes care of it cannot remove the knots that are in your heart. It cannot do that. You can do it, but you have to understand the process. And it's like, it's like electricity. That energy is likened to, I would liken it to electricity. You are plugged into that source. But if your light is going dim, it's because there is a problem in the bulb. There's a defect in the bulb somewhere that needs to be corrected. Now, you might feel bad that, oh, I'm not defective. Oh, yes, we all are, whether we know it or not. We are not born perfect. We are born in ignorance. Whether we want to accept that or not, that's your choice. I had a difficult time accepting that. But the day I did, oh man, I was like on a rocket to shift myself of all those energies that were in me programmed, that were of no fault of mine. Why should I carry them? And why I did the work, more importantly, because I was passing it to my children without even realizing. So I tell you, this is important work. That's why I'm doing all this. Because I could be sitting in my shop nicely. My husband is nicely providing for me. Why do I need to work outside? Why do I need to do this? There's a reason, and it's an important reason. Is because it's your life. It's my life, it's her life, it's all of us our lives. And if collectively we are able to shift our own mindset, oh man, the world will be a much better place to live in for our children. They will grow up in a happy environment. And that's what all mothers, all parents want for their kids, isn't it? So thank you very much for being here, and I will see you on Thursday. Take care. Bye bye. Mm-mm. I'm not finding my. Oh, here.